Welcome students, myself Rebecca DeMonte, and today we are going to discuss chapter 5, that is winds of geography, standard 7. In this video, our learning objectives will be wind, direction of winds, type of winds and planetary winds. In type of winds, there are three types of winds: planetary winds, seasonal winds and local winds. And in this video, we are going to discuss planetary winds in detail. See outside the window of your classroom or from wherever you are. Which objects are moving? Are the objects moving on its own? What is the cause of the moving objects? The factor that causes the objects to move is wind. We cannot see wind, but we can feel it. When certain objects in a surrounding move, we experience wind. The movement of air is called wind. Now, let us first understand the difference between air and wind. What is air? Air is a gaseous mixture in the atmosphere. It includes different types of gases such as oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, etc. Wind, on the other hand, is the horizontal movement of air caused by the pressure difference between two places. Wind is the movement of air caused by the uneven heating of the earth by the sun. It does not have much substance. You cannot see it or hold it, but you can feel its force. It can dry your clothes in summer and chill you to the bone in winter. It is strong enough to carry sailing ships across the ocean and rip huge trees from the ground. It is a great equalizer of the atmosphere, transporting heat, moisture, pollutants, and dust great distance around the globe. Differences in atmospheric pressure generate winds. Air under high pressure moves toward areas of low pressure. The greater the difference in pressure, the faster the air flows. Wind velocity is measured in the units of knots or kilometers per hour. Activity. You can try this activity with your friends or your siblings. Fold a paper into two small sized rolls. Keep both the paper rolls on one side of a table. You and your friend should select one roll each. Without touching the roll of the paper or the table, what can be done to move the paper rolls to the other end of the table? Now here you can move the paper roll by blowing air through your mouth or by blowing the paper roll using an object. For example, you can use a newspaper or a book to fan the paper roll. See who moves the paper roll first to the other end of the table. What could be the reason of the delay in making the rolls reach to the other end of the table? The velocity of the wind or the speed of the wind can be the reason of the delay in making the rolls reach to the other end of the table. What can we do to move the rolls to the other end of the table with a greater speed? You can try this activity at home and you can find different techniques to blow the paper rolls or move the paper rolls. Wind direction. The direction of winds is influenced by the rotation of the earth. Because the earth rotates on its axis, circulating air is deflected toward the right in the northern hemisphere and toward the left in the southern hemisphere. This deflection is called the Coriolis effect. The Earth rotates at a high speed anticlockwise as viewed from the North Pole. If an object starts at the North Pole and moves toward the equator in a straight line path, for example, the object will appear to deflect to the right of its intended path because the Earth is rotating under it as it moves. This is called the Coriolis effect. If the Earth did not rotate, an object would continue on a straight line path without appearing to deflect at all. The amount of deflection varies with latitude, the speed of the object, and the rotation of the Earth. The deflection is greatest at the poles and decreases to zero at the equator. The Coriolis effect can be seen in action in the general circulation of the atmosphere. The winds at all latitudes to the north of 0° deflect to the right of their intended path in the northern hemisphere. The Coriolis effect does not impact the wind speed, only the wind direction. The Coriolis effect impacts objects on a large scale and does not generally have a big influence on small-scale objects at the Earth's surface. Though hurricanes are small-scale compared to the overall globe, hurricanes need the Coriolis effect to help develop the circular motion of their circulations. Tornadoes are not impacted by the Coriolis effect because they are so small in scale and short in duration. The direction water goes down the drain is also not impacted by the Coriolis effect. In figure 5.2 on page 21 of your textbook, you can see the direction has been shown by curved arrows in the figure. The rotation from west to east causes this change in the original direction of the winds. Winds are known by the direction from which they blow. The direction of blowing, the duration, the regions covered, and the condition of the air determine the following wind types. There are three types of wind: planetary winds, seasonal winds, and local winds. Under planetary winds, we have three more types. Those are easterlies, westerlies, and polar winds. Under seasonal winds, we have two types: southwest monsoon winds and northeast monsoon winds. And under local winds, we have four types: mountain winds, valley winds, land breeze, and sea breeze. Let us discuss each type in detail. Planetary winds. Some winds blow regularly on the earth from high to low pressure belts throughout the year. These winds cover a large portion of the earth. Hence, these are called planetary winds or permanent winds. Planetary winds comprise winds distributed throughout the lower atmosphere. The winds regularly blow throughout the year, confined within latitudinal belts, mainly in northeast and southeast directions, or from high pressure polar regions to low pressure regions. Now let us see the three types of planetary winds. Easterlies. If the winds move from east to west they are called easterlies. These winds blow from the right in the northern hemisphere and to the left in the southern hemisphere due to Coriolis effect. In both the hemispheres, the winds blow from the high pressure area between 25° and 35° parallels to the equatorial low pressure belt. Due to the rotation of the earth, their original direction changes. In the northern hemisphere, they blow from the northeast to the southwest, whereas in the southern hemisphere, they blow from the southeast to the northwest. These winds, coming from both the sides, converge near the equatorial calm belt. These winds are known as the easterlies or trade winds. Westerlies. If the winds move from west to east, they are called westerlies. They blow from mid-latitudinal high pressure belts towards subpolar low pressure belts. In both the hemispheres, wind blow from the mid-latitudinal high pressure belt to the subpolar low pressure belt situated near 60° parallel. Their original direction changes due to the rotation of the earth. In the southern hemisphere, these winds blow from the northwest to the southeast, and in the northern hemisphere, they blow from the southwest to the northeast. These winds are called westerlies. The westerlies of southern hemisphere are stronger and constant than the westerlies of northern hemisphere. Polar winds. In both the hemispheres, wind blowing from the polar high pressure belt to the subpolar low pressure belt are called polar winds. Generally, they blow from east to west. After understanding the planetary winds and its types, now we are going to discuss the question given in your textbook on page number 22 based on planetary winds. First, which are the winds in the northern hemisphere that blow from the mid-latitudinal high pressure belt to the equatorial low pressure belt? So, as you can see in the figure, the arrows represent the direction of winds. Between mid-latitudinal high pressure belt and equatorial low pressure belt, the winds are blowing from east to west. And the winds that blow from east to west are known as easterlies. So, easterlies blow from mid-latitudinal high pressure belt to equatorial low pressure belt in the northern hemisphere. Next, what is the direction of westerlies in the southern hemisphere? The westerlies blow between 35° to 55° parallels in both the hemispheres. As you can see, the direction of the arrows are pointing from west to east. So the flow of wind is from west to east. Therefore, westerlies blow from northwest to southeast in the southern hemisphere. Next question. Which planetary winds blow from the mid-latitudinal high pressure belts to the subpolar low pressure belts in the northern hemisphere? As you can see that between 35° to 55° parallels, the direction of the arrows is from west to east. So, the westerlies blow from mid-latitudinal high pressure belts to subpolar low pressure belts in the northern hemisphere. Next question. Why is the direction of polar winds not the same in both the hemispheres? The rotation of the Earth causes the change in the direction of winds in both the hemispheres. So, in the northern hemisphere, winds get deflected towards the right of their original direction, whereas in the southern hemisphere, they get deflected toward the left of their original direction. Therefore, polar winds blow from northeast to southwest in the northern hemisphere and from southeast to northwest in the southern hemisphere. Next question. Name the winds that blow in the southern hemisphere. So the winds that blow in the southern hemisphere are easterlies, westerlies and polar winds. In which direction do the easterlies blow in the northern and southern hemispheres? Easterlies blow from northeast to southeast in northern hemisphere and from southeast to northwest in the southern hemisphere. Do you know winds in the southern hemisphere blow with great velocities? The southern hemisphere is mostly occupied by oceans. In this hemisphere, the obstacle caused by the relief of the land surface is almost absent. As there is no obstacle, winds blow with greater velocities in the southern hemisphere as compared to the northern hemisphere. Their characteristics are as follows. Beyond 40 degrees south, winds blow with tremendous velocities. These winds are called roaring forties. The roaring forties are extremely powerful westerly winds. These strong wind, west to east currents, are the result of the combination of three variables: warm air movements, the Earth's rotation, and the near absence of relevant land masses. Warm air near the equator rises and tends to move toward the north and south poles, where temperatures are much lower and less heated by the sun. As it travels south of the equator and pushed by cooler winds, the wind starts accelerating because they do not encounter obstacles serving as windbreaks. With the help of the rotation of the earth, air deflects south and morphs into high winds that circle the south pole. As a general thumb rule, you can say that the further south you go, the stronger the winds. The roaring forties were named by the first sailors to have navigated these latitudes during the age of sail, that is, between 1571 to 1862. The powerful winds helped the captain and ships sail faster from west to east, from Europe and through the Brouwer route via Cape of Good Hope, across the Indian Ocean and toward the East Indies. Around 50 degrees south, winds are stormy, hence they are called furious fifties. The stormy winds around 60 degrees south make tremendous noise and hence they are called screeching sixties. Let us now recall what we learned today. We learned that wind is the movement of air. Wind is caused by differences in air pressure within our atmosphere. Air under high pressure moves toward areas of low pressure. The greater the difference in pressure, the faster the air blows. We also learned that wind velocity is measured in the units of knots or kilometers per hour. We also saw the difference between air and wind. Air is the gaseous mixture in the atmosphere, and it includes oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, etc. Wind, on the other hand, is a horizontal movement of air caused by the pressure difference between two places. Then we discussed the wind direction, how the direction of the winds is influenced by the rotation of the earth. In the northern hemisphere, winds get deflected towards the right of their original direction, whereas in the southern hemisphere, they get deflected toward the left of their original direction. And this effect is known as Coriolis effect. We also learned that there are three types of winds. These are planetary winds, seasonal winds, and local winds. We discussed planetary winds in detail, and we also discussed the types of planetary winds, which are easterlies, westerlies, and polar winds. The winds that blow regularly on the earth from high to low pressure belts throughout the year and cover a large portion of the earth are known as planetary winds or permanent winds. Easterlies are the winds that move from east to west. These winds blow from the right in the northern hemisphere and to the left in the southern hemisphere due to Coriolis effect. If the winds move from west to east, they are called westerlies. They blow from mid-latitudinal high-pressure belts towards subpolar low-pressure belts. The westerlies of southern hemisphere are stronger and constant than the westerlies of northern hemisphere. And lastly, we discussed polar winds. In both the hemispheres, winds blowing from the polar high pressure belt to the subpolar low pressure belt are called polar winds. We will be discussing the remaining part of the chapter in the next module. Thank you, students.